Welcome everyone to Vintage Story. My name's Jeremiah, and I've just spawned in this world. I see we've got water, a nice beautiful claystone gravel, and so it's too soft to be used. Let's see, can I? Guess I can't use claystones. So what Vintage Story is it's like Minecraft mixed with a little bit of Terraria, and that's a lot of copper. Now, it's like Minecraft with Terra Firma Craft, the mod, except there's just a little bit more of a streamlined process, like it's designed from the ground up to be more survival oriented instead of kind of janking it all together. And so like what you gotta do is grab yourself stones and throw together tools to break things. And what I'm doing right now is running around trying to find flint, because that's one of the best stones to be using in your beginner game for your tools, unless you can find, I think it's obsidian. And now I've been playing this for a few days, and I decided to record it, and well, hopefully things go swell enough. Let's see, I've got flint. Now I just need to grab some sticks. I think it's branchy leaves that drop sticks. There we go. Where are you? Right here. Sweet. Now, by shifting and right-clicking on the ground with a flint or a stone, from any matter, you can make any of these tool heads, and you just left-click on these little voxels here to break them out. And you don't gotta break each and every single one on every single tool head. Like for instance, right here I don't have to break all of these voxels out here, I just gotta break off these corner ones, and just like that, those three broke right there. And now that I've got a couple of knife blades, what I can do is make myself a knife. Should probably make both of them though. You never know when you need a couple of knives. Now, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of greenery around, so I might have to go running around, find some plants and something to eat, because I'm not seeing anything around here that could be used as food. Well, time to go on an adventure, I guess. Ooh, more copper. I've never seen this much copper just laying around. It's kind of nice. Claystone. It's just all claystone. Kind of weird. I've just never seen it claystone before. I might as well take this flint here. Basalt. Ooh, that's a new one. And so, the clam cinnamon. What does this look like? Huh. Well, I think I'll leave that there for now. So, since it's so much more survival based, I've got all sorts of food issues that I run into, and then gotta stay warm at night and have a bed and all that. But the one thing that kind of makes this a bit more on the just like fictional side of things is the game mechanic of what is called temporal stability. So this blue gear here at the bottom of my screen will start turning, I want to say it's counterclockwise if I'm in a really bad area, and if my gear drains of the blue coloring, what will happen over time is I will get transported to what is essentially hell and probably die. And now, just that alone isn't bad enough, but when you find yourself there, there's this monster. It's like the only non-realistic animal in the entire game, I think, called the Drifter. And what they do is they kind of just walk around aimlessly and are just kind of out there to just ruin your day. But instead, what you can do about that is just hide during the night. Ooh, it's a fox. And a berry bush. And so, on your day-to-day adventures, you'll see some of them every once in a while, but they're not that big of an issue. Your bigger problem, which I'm looking at right there, that's a couple of wolves by the looks of it. Those things will jack me up to no end. That's a lot of wolves. Can I, like, grab whatever this is and just run? That would be much appreciated. What I'd really like to find, though, is some more food, because normally you'll be able to run around and find something like, just besides these berries here, like a random types of plants, like onions or turnips, just growing in the grass, just randomly. But can't seem to find any right now. I think food is definitely going to be one of my biggest issues. Oh, hey, here we go. Growing carrots. I think I should. Oh, well, bugger. I'm gonna have to plant those then. Conglomerate. Definitely going to need plenty of cattails, because if I mix this with a different grass, I want to say it's horsetail, I can make some poultice, which will help me fend off evil things that want to try and hurt me by healing up. Which is, I think, the only way I can regain my health is by using some poultice. Don't quote me on that. Do I not have enough space? I guess not. Let's see if I can't recall this from memory. Is it that? No, it's... Whoops, it's actually cattails, and by putting it in a... I guess I don't have enough cattail. That's a bummer. I guess I'll just have to collect some more. Because if you put some cattail together, you can make yourself a basket. And then with that basket, you can hold more stuff in your inventory instead of just having everything unlocked right from the get-go. Which admittedly is kind of nice, but makes it a little too easy at times. Quartz. Yeah, not needing that anytime soon. What are you? Whatever you are, you're not running very fast. A piglet. Interesting. I think you should remain alive. Yeah, not really a whole lot of anything in general, but it is what it is. I just typed in a random seed, just kind of mashed the keyboard a little, you know, just to be on the safe side. So I want to say, let's see, it's about noon, so I've got a few more minutes yet to get things together, and maybe I'll be able to now throw together I want to say it's a reed basket. No, that's what I put on the ground. Alright, let's consult the survival guide. The hand basket. Oh, that makes much more sense. But the basket here is still handy because it's kind of like the Minecraft equivalent of a chest, but just smaller. Because to make a chest, you need planks, but you can't make planks without a saw because, I don't know, game segmentation and all that. And so you've got to just kind of pile on with your baskets and whatnot. Alright, now that I've got all this, I think if I grab this last section over here, I think I'll have enough stuff to make my first basic shelter. Cooper's Reed. I'm gonna have to look into that because I don't know why it's called Cooper's Reed when it's, at least around here, known as cattail. I have no idea. The intricacies of life. And I think if I break this, cattail root. Alright, so I can turn this into some food if I absolutely needed to, which I think I will by the time it actually rolls around for nighttime. Because your food bar does go down quite fast when you're not paying attention to it. Oh hey, there's a bunny just running in the water. It's kind of weird. Let's see. There we go. Gives me plenty of space. Now, the next thing I'll need is an axe head. And just by breaking these few things, it just makes life a whole lot easier. There we go. Now with this axe head, so I thankfully don't need anything else to make the tool. Instead, I just take the stick and bash it into a rock. I'll find something. I prefer pine trees just because they're medium-sized and aren't taking forever and ever to make and break, and just break them down. And here pretty soon, after I finish breaking this tree, I'll be able to make some campfires, which are going to be one of the key necessities to staying alive around here. Otherwise you can't see a darn thing whatsoever. Like, it is like horror game kind of dark, and it's not fun. I don't like horror games, and I just prefer to have something to keep everything nice and bright and sunny. Low fertility grass. It's just all low fertility, isn't it? Hoping to get my shop set up near some like medium fertility, but I guess I'm not going to have that luxury anytime soon. Alright. Ooh, that's a interesting floating piece of rock, just defying gravity like it's nobody's business whatsoever. Strange. Ooh, what's this over here? And you are rye. Sweet. Ooh, here's some medium fertility soil. This, I reckon, will be a pretty good place to set up shop because I've found out the other day that medium fertility soil does a lot better for your crops than just your bog standard soil. Let's see. A hoe. This is not exactly the shape of a hoe I would think you would have, but I guess it works. Now, don't need you immediately. And by breaking these I can plant my carrots and then my rye. And I'll probably next want to build a shovel. There we go. Next thing you know, your entire inventory is just filled with tools. Just because you're stuck with so little space to do everything with. Let's do it like, yeah, like right in here. This'll do me just fine. Just dig out a hole. That's a bit of a shallow rock than I would like, but you get what you get, I guess. Now, if I build that out. I just kind of build upon this. Now the nice thing I found out about the drifters is that they can't actually fit through a 1 block wide gap, and so you can just have windows at like above ground height and be perfectly fine, which makes it a lot easier for building your first house and being able to see out. Definitely gives off the vibe that you would get if you played Minecraft back in the early days when you had no idea whatsoever what was coming after you and what was going on. Just expand it a little bit more. Alright. Now one of the key things for starting your fire is some pine logs, or any log in general, really. Take an axe to it, and you make this firewood, which is just chopped down pieces of wood. And you shift, and you press right-click on the ground, and that gets you the fire pit in construction. And you just take your firewood, and you just kind of add it to your fire. And with a couple of sticks, I think I can make... Oh no, what is it? I want to say it's... Alright, I'm gonna have to look at the guide for this because I don't remember. What is a fire starter? Oh, that's it. I just had it backwards. Them silly crafting recipes requiring one direction or another. Now, I've only got a couple things I actually can cook right now. I'll just put you over there. I'm going to break a little more grass because I can make a bed out of all this grass by just making a few bales. You see, there we go. A bed. Plain and simple, not very comfortable, but it gets you through the night, which is the most important thing around here, is just to keep you going. Is there anything else around here though? I'm not really seeing much besides these few bushes here. They've got anything on them? Nope. Ooh, there we go. There's definitely a lot more exploring around, trying to find each and every single little resource, because it's all just kind of spread out over the place randomly. And since I've got all this space, I might as well pick up these bushes, because you can move them and end up with just rows and rows of bushes. Was there another one right here? I remember there being another one. Oh, here it is. Alright. And after, I think it's... what is it, like 5 days or something? Or maybe 4. you end up with them regrowing their berries. Oh, 4 days, yep. And then after it flowers, it'll take another day or two, I think, to actually make the berry itself. Oh, it's turning nighttime. That's when bad things start happening, in the darkness. Definitely a very cool mountain range, though. Alright. We run in here. I've got a couple of roots I can throw on there. And by following what the game is telling me here, I can just get a campfire going. Come on now. Almost there. And we have fire. A good old little ooga booga got a fire going. Yeah, I won't need coal for quite a while, because that's definitely a mid-game item, as well as the copper, which is going to be useful because then I won't have to immediately make charcoal, which is how you're normally supposed to progress through into the copper age. Come on now. Cooked cattail root. And by putting some sticks into the fire pit, you can make a torch. But first, let's go ahead and nap ourselves a weapon, because without it, we're pretty much naked. Because all sorts of things are gonna jack us up. The wolves, the hogs, the goats if we piss them off. Just a whole lot of things don't really like us. Which is, you know, understandable. We're pesky, blue, humanoid things. Don't want to really have to bother with them a whole lot. Alright, let's see. I think I'll put another torch in here, because one for the hand, and then one for the room, because it's a little dark if you ask me. Because, yeah, it's definitely not the biggest place you could ever live in, but it's big enough for your first night. And go ahead and make a couple more knife blades, because we're definitely going to need them for later on. Because you go through these things so fast, it's not even funny, if you ask me. And then, next thing you know, it'll be the next day, and we're going to be able to do so much more adventuring. There's our torch to put on. Not really going to need the fire starter again, because what you can do is take your torch in hand, which doesn't actually really ever run out, and then just relight your fire. Alright, just eat a little midnight snack before we finish, and then we go to bed. And as always, have a wonderful, beautiful day. Goodbye.